For 2 unforgettable nights, our family lived on a floating bungalow in the heart of one of the oldest rainforests on Earth, where we explored Cheow Lan Lake in Khao Sok, Thailand. This is Wildlings and Waypoints, where we explore wild places together as a family. And in this episode, we're taking you along with us on one of the most magical adventures we've ever had. Our trip into Khao Sok National Park starts here at Racha Praha Pier. This is where everyone headed out to Cheow Lan Lake boards long-tail boats, along with their luggage, groceries, and just about everything else. Once the boat pulls away from the dock, you pretty quickly realize that this isn't any normal hotel transfer. There are no roads out here. Everything runs on water. The Panvaree Greenery is one of several floating raft resorts out here. In my opinion, it's definitely one of the best ones. It's built directly on the water, so you're basically living on the lake for a couple of days. After the 45-minute boat ride out here, this is our first walk into our floating room. Jet-lagged or not, that wildling was definitely ready to explore. We stayed in one of Panvaree's family rooms, which are set up more like floating twin homes than a single hotel room. Each family gets their own side, with a shared back porch and a shared front balcony that's separated by a partial wall. The parent room has one large bed and a door that leads straight to the lake. The bathroom, simple but definitely appreciated when you're this far from everything, has 2 doors, one on the inside of the room and one on the outside that allows access for the kids. The kids' room is upstairs and has a bed with 2 mattresses. There's a fan, air conditioner, and a safe in each room. The balcony was definitely our favorite part of this bungalow. There's a hammock swing, a floating pad, and the stairs go right into the lake, so you can either jump from the balcony or you can walk down the stairs. After we had some family time, relaxing and enjoying the scenery, it was time to take a dive into the lake. The water here always surprises people. It is this unreal emerald color and it stays warm year-round, which makes it perfect for kayaking and swimming. You can even see the fish swimming in the water whether you're on the dock or actually in the water. After our relaxing time and our swimming time, we were definitely ready for lunch. Panvaree serves up delicious meals. The lunch and the dinner are served as set menus, with the breakfast being served as a buffet. There was always a good variety of food and plenty to go around. After lunch, we were ready for our next adventure, so we grabbed a couple of the kayaks that are available for guests to take whenever they wish and took a self-guided tour around the lake. The water is so calm and it's super easy to navigate. This is a brilliant way to explore the lake. One of the first excursions that Panvaree offers is a slow longboat ride exploring the lake, much slower than the ride in. This gives you a chance to really appreciate the scenery in the area. Once you leave the main channel, the lake starts to narrow into these winding fingers with cliffs rising straight out from both sides. Out here, the boat rides are part transportation and part wildlife safari. The whole area is home to gibbons, hornbills, dusky langurs, and even wild elephants. Not long into our trip, we spotted long-tailed macaques along the shores. They're the monkeys that you'll most often see in this area, especially near the water. They're curious and pretty fearless. We are now headed to the most iconic geological feature in Cheow Lan Lake, and definitely the star of this excursion. You are looking at the Three Sisters, 3 dramatic limestone karst formations that have become the symbol of Cheow Lan Lake. These cliffs were carved over millions of years in what is considered one of the oldest rainforests on Earth, making them not just beautiful, but geologically remarkable. After every excursion, the staff is always so friendly and welcoming. After that amazing adventure, the rest of the evening was ours to relax and enjoy the serenity of the lake. And of course, eat some really delicious food. The next morning, we got up early for our second group excursion. We got up so early that my youngest daughter wasn't even sure if the fish would be awake.
Do you think the fish are asleep?
After a few quiet moments sitting on the dock, it was time to load up in the longboat and go on our next adventure. This time we were looking for wildlife. We'd already seen a bit of wildlife, but this time we were trying to find them on purpose. Our youngest wildling discovered that chewing gum helps prevent motion sickness, so if you also get motion sickness, you might want to give it a try. It's important to remember that it's wild animals we're searching for, so just like us, you might have to ride around to several spots before you have your first sighting. We weren't lucky enough to see wild elephants, but we did have the good fortune to see a couple of species of primates, the dusky langurs and the long-tailed macaques. For me, I was super happy with that. Jane Goodall is one of my childhood heroes, and I love all species of primates. Having the opportunity to see a couple of different species in the wild made the whole voyage worthwhile. And of course, seeing the lake in the early morning light is amazing. Back at the bungalows, it was time for a bit of relaxation and another swim before our afternoon adventures began. As early afternoon came, it was time for us to load back up into the longboats for our next group adventure. For this adventure, we're going to mix it up a little bit. In addition to cruising around in the lake, we're going to go to an area where we can hike on land through the forest. And we're going to see a very special cave. Our Panvaree guide explained the route to us before we started our journey. It's a fairly short hike, only 1.2 kilometers one direction, and it's a there and back hike, with the there being the river you're going to cross in order to get to the cave. Along the way, we looked for wildlife, and while we may not have seen very much wildlife, we did see signs that elephants had been in the area. This is a motorcycle that at some point in time an elephant had stomped on when it was just sitting on a trail in the forest. They decided to leave it in place as a cautionary tale to be careful of wild elephants. While you're hiking, be sure to take some time to listen to the sounds of the forest. What you're about to hear, that shrill sound, is circadia. This is the loudest circadia I have ever heard. This is the dock where we will trade our longboat for a raft and go across to where the cave is. Our guide passed out headlamps to use in the cave because it was about to get pretty dark. Before entering Pakaran Cave, our guide gave us some rules for walking within the cave, and also gave us a bit of history about the cave. In World War II, it was used as a refuge during air raids. Also, some folks say that there is a treasure hidden within the cave, but that part hasn't been proven. The Panvaree guides are all very knowledgeable about the area and happy to answer any of your questions. We walked back out of the forest the same way we came in, keeping a careful eye out for any wildlife. After our last group adventure, we had time to reflect on everything that we'd seen, relax a little bit while staring at the gorgeous water. But then, of course, it was time to take the kayaks out for one more spin. We couldn't let the day end without jumping back into the lake one more time. I nearly lost my goggles on this one, but fortunately the water is clear enough I was able to snag them back up. During your trip to Panvaree, make sure to walk around the floating raft at night. The darkness just adds to the serenity of the place. On our last morning at Panvaree, we got up early and took the kayaks out before anyone else was awake. The lake was completely calm and the mountains were reflecting perfectly on the water. It's rare to get a place like this all to yourself, even for a few minutes. Out here, it feels like the whole lake was just quietly waking up. We did pass by one or two other boats on an early morning ride, but not so many. And we had the chance to do our own wildlife spotting, taking as much time as we wanted to watch the primates play. We got back from our early morning kayaking adventure in time to play in the water one more time before it was time to pack up. Panvaree The Greenery has been an amazing way for us to start our journey in Thailand. We still have 12 more days of adventure ahead of us, so stay tuned for upcoming videos. If you would like to stay at Panvaree The Greenery, you can find their link in the description below. Be sure to book early because they do fill up. Thank you for joining us as we explore Khao Sok National Park in Thailand with its emerald green waters and ancient rainforest. We will see you on the next grand adventure. Don't forget to like and subscribe and leave a comment below about your favorite Thailand adventure.